And welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Saturday, and we're here to do our live show on dating and relationships. I just had to check my mic to make sure I didn't screw up like I did last time. I wanted to, just welcome everybody to the show. We have, hopefully, there will be people here to come with, with some questions because that's what I plan to do today. I don't really have a topic. I'm here to answer real time advice questions. So you have questions, hopefully, I will have an answer. That's what I plan to do today. And I wanted to. I gotta have figured how to work this out with the moderators though. But I don't want everybody to just ask their questions at the same time because I can only do one person at a time. So I think what we'll do, like if you have a question, say, "Oh, I have a question," and then the moderators can, call you forward to type your question one at a time, and then I can read it, and then respond to it in real time. So those of you who have some question that's been on the back of your mind, try to make it short though. Let them, you don't need no whole life story kind of thing. If you have a life story thing, then you need to submit it via the advice question form. You can find it at the top of the YouTube channel. It says get advice. There's also a link in each and every show description on the YouTube channel. So you just click that link and it'll take you right to the submission form as well. That's for getting advice other than a short, quick question that you may have right now that we can answer right here today. One thing I found, I thought, okay, I did. I don't know if you guys remember the other day I was talking about a video that I'd seen. It was just a little clip of a call, a message that a young lady received from a guy that she had given her phone number to. Do you guys remember that? I am going to let you hear it. It's about a minute long. It's not that much. And then we can, talk about it while we wait for people to come with their advice questions. I forgot to time that thing and see see how long I needed to let it play. Oops. I hope you got to hear everything. But if not, it doesn't matter. I'll do it again later as more people come because I thought dude was just too unbelievable. How you gonna be having all them feelings about a woman who just because she didn't answer the phone when you called and didn't text you back like that's what she was just hanging or with her phone in her hand waiting for you to text her. Okay, first of all, his name was Melvin. That should have been enough hint right there not to give him your number. Don't do that. Melvin, I don't know, what's some other names I don't like? Marvin, Mitchell. Everyone I've met with them kind of names has turned out to be dusty as hell. I just, you tell me. Plus, I told you, if they have an accent, I'm just really not interested. But the focus this guy had on how this woman looked, you had a nice face and a nice body. And then he went on to read her about her job, her age, she was too young. Um, What else did he talk about? Oh, her wearing a wig like she was an old lady. That she was retarded. He insulted her intellect. I mean, dude went in like a 60 seconds, all because she didn't text him back and call him the way that he wanted her to. I was like, I can't with you people. I cannot. I can't. So anybody have questions? I put up, I'm changing topics around. I'm terrible about this because, people sent in new ideas, right? And I thought for the themes, what we were doing for video a day Debbie, people were still sending ideas. So I changed a few things. So, some of the stuff that I originally had on um, the calendar, had to change it. So this last week, I just put it up today. You can find it on the community wall. And it starts with, let's see, what did we do? Okay, we already did a show on the 15th. So that was, uh, what was that? Oh God, this thing didn't print out right. That's what I get for using Google Docs instead of using Microsoft. Okay, the help a man be the man one. Okay, so that was Thursday. So today is the live stream. And then tomorrow, I'm going to talk about people who you got to figure out if you're going to be a grown woman making your own decisions and living your life in the best way you see fit. Are you still on some little girl shit? Okay, and I have a lot to say about that topic. So that's going to be tomorrow, 4 p.m., just like it is today. Um, and then on Monday, which is a holiday for a lot of people, we're going to talk about the lies that men love to tell women. Oh my God. Then on Tuesday, of course, we have What the Fuck Tuesday again. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to talk about women being socialized to be codependent. That is my belief. That is part and parcel of patriarchy and religion. And parents are unaware of what they're doing, but you socializing your daughter and training her to be codependent and all kinds of fucked up in a relationship. And then on Thursday, the 21st, we finished that week with another live stream because I used to use them do them on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're going to talk about mother-daughter relationships. Now, I already did toxic mothers before, but in this instance, I want to explore with you how you are like your mom, the influence that your mother had on you, good or bad, and how that influence relates to how you view yourself and how you conduct yourself in the world, and particularly how you interact with men. So that's what we're going to be doing next Thursday. So you see, I got a lot of heavy shit coming, a lot of really deep, thought provoking topics. I don't like to do too much fluff. I mean, I've done some, but people keep bugging me. They want me to hear my comments about goofy stuff, but I mean, I'll do it, but I'm just really not, that's not my forte, entertainment and all that kind of stuff. Because every time I say something, everybody gets mad anyway. So it's like, why do I even bother? I'm not I don't think like other people. I mean, I view stuff very differently. And I have found that when I do and I state my opinion about it, thousands of black women get all up in their feelings and just piss the fuck off because they think a certain way and I don't think that way. And it's like me thinking the way I think is not hurting them, so I don't see why it's a big deal. But they just want to just go ballistic and go crazy, and so I'm like, well, whatever. So you think your way you want to think, and I'm gonna think the way I want to think, and we all be good. We all gonna keep living regardless. So I'm like, whatever. It's just the internet. We just have an opinion. Why do they get so like, oh my God, so like into it? Yeah, but if you notice, money girl, all the channels where people talk of fluffy stuff, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I mean, and the stuff is so stupid. And I see this videos, people send me this video, this girl. I mean, it's not just her, but I mean several people. They're like recording their videos and they're doing stuff in the background. They're like eating, they're washing dishes, doing clothes, folding laundry. I mean, just what? How is that? I watched like 5 minutes, so I was just totally distracted. And so, I think when people have that kind of mentality where they're interested in that fluffy, stupid stuff, it they're not ready for here. So, I mean, you have to come to this channel. You have to be ready to think. You have to be focused on self improvement, self development, and introspection. Because that's when I'm trying to get you to think about stuff. Why do you do what you do? Why are you hurting yourself? Why do you make the choices that you make? How long you gonna keep doing this when you can already see from the decades behind you that the shit ain't worked yet? So let's like stop doing that and let's think of something else that we should do. It might fail too, it might not be perfect, but at least it'll be new. It'll be different. I mean, you can't keep doing the same stuff for decades and decades and think it's going to end up something different. You at some point have to accept, okay, well that's not working. Let me change up, do my program a little bit different. And so when you have people who aren't willing to do that, and I've seen, like I said, thousands of them come because they're not ready to hear anything new. They think the way they think. A lot of it is based on lack of education and information about various subject matters, like the law, for instance. And it's just kind of sad because a lot of these folks is parents. So I'm like, ooh, this is kind of spooky. But that's what I finally figured out. I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, that's why the the people that come to this channel and that stay all tend to be more open minded. Maybe not, because some of them are very young, like teenagers still. But their minds are open. They're like sponges. They're trying to like look at the world differently than the way that their friends do, the way they've been told to. And so they're on the path to become women like us, when they get older, because I see me in a lot of these young girls. And then for the more mature women, a lot of them started that other way, but they got their head bumped and they realized, okay, I got to cut that shit loose and let me try something different. So they also find their way here, ready to learn, ready to try new things, ready to explore who they are as a woman, what kinds of things about themselves they like, what kind of things they want to discard or modify, or how do they want to live their life, not only starting today but next year, next decade. I mean, 20 years from now, what kind of woman do I want to be? What kind of experiences do I want to have? Those are the women that tend to be attracted to this channel. So I thought all that through, and I said, okay, well, I mean, in my mind I might like to have 100,000 followers and all this old stuff. But then I thought about it because it's like every time I hit like a new milestone, there's a bunch of knuckleheads arrive and it's just drama until they weed themselves out. You know what I mean? So I'm like, maybe I just shut up. People come, they come. If they don't, they don't. And I'm not going to be really focusing on the growth. I mean, I like the subscribers. I love getting new people who think, who are ready to do something different with themselves. But man, along with those good comes some fools. And so you got to weed your way through like what they say, kiss a lot of frogs until you find a prince or princess or whatever. So that's where I am with that. And so I hope you guys are prepared. If you want to see the calendar of events that I just read off, it's on the community wall on the channel. Click that tab that says community. And I think if you're a subscriber, you get a notice when I post something up there, but I'm not sure how that works since we don't get the notices as a channel owner. I'm not sure how it works, to tell you the truth. But that's where you can find the latest calendars. Or if you're one of my Facebook followers, you also can see it on my Facebook wall. So it's Deborah X Cooper. Yes, honey, they be getting mad. They be all kinds of upset. I'm like, girlfriend, it's just the internet. You know what I mean? It's not real life. Don't get all in. You just separate TV, movies, and the internet from what's going on under your roof in your house, in your real life. I mean, I don't get it personally. Oh, shoot, me and my phone. Hold on. I keep forgetting to turn it off. I have it set so I can do voice commands, like while I'm driving and things. And, I can say, oh, send a text to so and so. And it'll say, dictate text. And so then I do. And then I say, send the text, and they send it. But unfortunately, when I start talking, it starts thinking that I'm trying to make it do a command. And so there you go. Oh, I like this girl, Betty. She said I have the best channel on YouTube. Of course, my thinking might be somewhat prejudiced along those lines. I'm not going to say that I don't, but I put a lot of work into, researching and verifying statements and facts and stuff that people send me. I don't just sit there and say it. Like somebody sent me an article the other day about a dating situation that allegedly happened. The ABM crowd. You know what that stands for? Angry black men. That crowd was promoting this alleged thing that happened and getting all worked up in their feelings about it. So you know me, I take to Google, put in those keywords. I put in about 20 different search strings. I never could find that story that they swear up and down happened that they was all in their feelings about. So we're not going to discuss it. And that's that. The internet is their real life Lux. Oh, well, shoot. Tell me. I never thought about that. I don't, because I know a lot of people, they go by what they see on TV. And, like the dudes is really bad at that. Like they'll see a TV show and, some black women are being actresses, right? And they're acting a certain way. And so then in their minds, these little guys' minds, that's real. And that's really how black women act. White people have the same problem. They look at the TV, and because it's on a television, they perceive that to be real life. And all black people act like that. Stupid. Okay, if you're a black male and you believe that, you're dumb. If you're a white person, you believe that, you're also dumb. Like there's millions and millions of people. There's no one type of black person. There's no one type of Asian person. So when they get around you and they start asking you stupid questions like, do black people really do this? Well, what about the white black women really? Okay, what am I, the spokesperson for all black people? What the fuck? Don't ask me stupid shit like that. Those are called microaggressions. Okay, and this one lady, man, this chick, it was everything I could do to keep from cussing this bitch out. Cause we worked together, like in a professional, not like in an office, but in a professional peer capacity. She worked for another company, and I did business with their company. So we, would meet, talk about our contracts and also. So it was a work relation, but not like we worked at the same place. Okay, so this bitch gonna tell me, oh, I really like talking to you, and you're just so intelligent, and you're so, your viewpoints, it's just such a world view, and this. So she goes all this glowing stuff. I'm like looking at it because I'm waiting for the shoe to drop because I know it's coming. I think as a black person, you just get this sixth sense of this comment is the bullshit's coming. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at her like this, right, waiting for the end of this soliloquy to happen. And so then she says, because it's really surprising because you're not like a typical black person. That's what she said to me. Now this was a long time ago, before the term microaggressions was really, it was a thing. But that's exactly what it was. So then, I could feel my flame growing because you think my temper's bad now. Flashback to 20 years ago. Okay, you just like press a button and I would burst into flame. So I'm sitting there looking at this bitch and I'm like ready to torch her ass. And so, but I had to remember, okay, this is how I'm making my money. Don't do it, Deb. Don't do it. Lightly roast her. Don't scorch her. Don't do that. Don't. So, I'm sitting there, I'm looking at her. And I said, okay, now, I'm from what you said, I'm thinking you're saying this, and it's supposed to be a compliment, right? And I guess she could tell by the way I was looking at her that maybe she had fucked up because she started getting flushed. And I said, let me explain something to you. What you just said to me was wholly inappropriate, and it was a racially tinged comment. I do not appreciate you saying anything like that. How many black people are you personally, do you personally know? Well, you this and that. I said, so because of these few people, like a handful that she had worked with, nobody personal, no personal friends, no neighbors, nothing like that. These less than five people, you have made an assumption about what all black people are like, and because I don't fit those negative stereotypes, I'm supposed to be feeling appreciative of the fact that you see me as special, unique, different, and an honorary white person. I did tell her that. I used that phrase. And you should have seen her face. And the two men that was sitting there too, they would start doing this to their papers because they didn't want no parts of me because they already knew where this was going if she said the wrong thing. And so I still remember this shit because, I was young still, but I had a mouth on me even then. And I'm looking at this bitch like, Heifer, you just don't even know. If we didn't, if this kind of thing, if I didn't depend on your company for a large part of my commissions, I would roast your ass like you was a pig on a spit. But I just looked at her and she was like, "Oh, well, that's not how I meant it." I said, "It doesn't matter what you meant. That's what communication's about. It's about how the other person interprets it." So what you just said to me was racist. Don't you ever say anything like that to me or any other African American ever again as long as you live. I'm going to let this slide because I'm going to assume that you didn't understand what you just did. But don't you ever do anything like that again. You don't compare me or any other black person to anybody. There's no monolithic black person. We're all individuals just like you, bitch. Ooh. I don't care, but I'm thinking you in a professional capacity and you in San Francisco. Okay, there's somebody from every corner of the world in this city working here, doing business here, visiting here, living here. If you got them little Midwest racist bullshit ass attitudes, you need to go back to Kansas or Missouri or where the fuck you came from with that bullshit. This is not the place for that. This is not the place for that. And so, this like I'm telling you, it just was unbelievable to me. I, grew up in San Francisco. I had never heard anybody do any bullshit like that except when I was down in Texas. So I'm like, I don't know where this bitch is from, never asked, didn't care. But I bet you her ass got told that day. Oh yeah, but them white them two white dudes was all like they was like, we don't with Bennett, I ain't in it. They didn't do any had they didn't say shit to me. They didn't even look at us. They just was like what they was looking at was oh so interesting. It was hilarious. I don't know where the bitch was from. I don't know. She could have been. I don't know. I didn't ask her, and I didn't care because all I know is she's living in San Francisco or working in San Francisco at this point, and she had to deal with me every month. Every month we went around and had this, and so that was that. Okay, questions. I got some more stuff to talk about too. You know me, my mouth is constantly running. All right, Deb Singleton has a question. She asked, she's dating a man that supports his baby mama and she doesn't work. Is this a red flag? Are they married? I mean, that makes it sound like what? Like alimony? I mean, what do you mean his baby mama? That's the only reason I could see something like that is that he's paying alimony and child support and it's enough for her to not have to work. I mean, but if they were never married and he's still supporting her, uh, I would be. I mean, what is this kid? I mean, there's so many. There's more. If like, is this kid special needs? Does the kid need like 24-hour care? And so he has the money to pay, so they don't have to hire a nurse. The mama doesn't. I mean, what's going on that would be the case? Hmm. Well, that would be my issue. Either they's paying alimony and child support, and it's enough for her to not have to work and pay your money right back out to daycare and all that old shit, or um, there's something wrong with the child where the child needs that kind of hands-on care. But I mean, maybe he just got it like that, and he just wants his kid to have his mama there. So it's got to be one of them three. He doesn't want his 1-year-old in daycare. Okay, well then there you go. That's the reason why he's doing it. Is that a red flag? You would not want to marry him because then if anything happens to him financially, he's paying a lot of money, child support and all this stuff. They're gonna be looking for you to help back that shit up. They're gonna be tapping your check. But I don't know. To me, and plus the baby's only a year old. That's not a situation I would recommend you get involved in. If the kid was older, then yes. That no, that's too young. They're all dry and she doesn't work or drive and the kid is 1 year old. No, he picks her up and takes her to appointments. No, Now I'd let that go. That'd be like deuces, partner. Deuce says. There's not enough. There's too many ties there. I mean, how is he gonna have room to for in his heart for you, and he's still that wrapped up with that woman? This is just giving me the willies. Something's not right. There's just too much closeness there. He sounds like he's still, into her. I done told y'all about a man's first love. They don't never get over it. Woman could call 20 years later and want something from her. He gonna break his neck to give it to her. So that's what this sounds like to me. You know. I don't know. I wouldn't feel comfortable. I mean, he could be just the greatest, most sympathetic, heart, caring soul in the world, and want his kid to have the mama there and for the mother to be there and to help out every way he can and make sure his kid is comfortable and all that kind of stuff and not have any emotional tie to her. But it doesn't sound like that. And so, erring on the side of caution, I would say you should leave that alone. Which is better, speed dating or dating sites? Better? Well, if you had to choose one of the two, I would choose speed dating. At least you get to meet them in person, talk to them in person, see if they have a lisp, a funny shaped head, and ask whatever questions you want to ask to see if they have some stupid ass answers. Yeah, that's what I would do. Dating sites, I told you since the 90s when I first found out about them, I haven't been a fan of online dating at all. You will never hear me really, I mean, I have to present it as an option, like professionally, because that's one of the options. But as far as me recommending it, never. I will never recommend online dating, ever. Even when I was doing my singles business here in the Oakland area, I would put on events so that people could meet in person. I have never been a fan of online dating ever. Never. I believe in meeting people, face to face. Well, he can provide and protect her if she's in the picture, but see, it's just too risky because we don't know what the deal is there. There's too many questions, you know. Yeah, girl, somebody was showing me some pictures of these men that they had met on some dating site. They had like, screenshotted. All these motherfuckers had alien shaped heads. Like it was small down here and this part was big, or their face was real narrow, or just no. All of them just looked just horrible. They looked crazy and something was wrong with them. And so they do have funny shaped heads, and I'd be like, when people have funny shaped heads, that means their brain is funny shaped too. That means they have some issues, and they're ain't into issues. Faith says, I get approached while doing daily errands, but I don't give out my number. Can you suggest any places slash events I should go to meet quality men? I'm in my early 40s, divorced for 2 years. The only thing I know that's nationwide is First Fridays. It's a black networking organization, and they give events. And then Meetup, meetup.com, because the platform is online as far as registering for the events and finding people, organizations and groups that do what you're interested in doing. That's online. But none of the events are online. Everything takes place offline. So you sign up there, you pay your little fee for it if it's food or whatever, and then you go to the location on that day and that time. It might be wine tasting, it might be a book club, it might be a hike, it might be, I don't know, a dinner, a singles dinner party. I've gone to a couple of those, and they were fun for vegans. And it was interesting, but it was a lot of women that too. I mean, it's like people. You don't go just looking only at the men. You just go to meet people. And if you happen to meet a guy who, is you got something in common with and you enjoy the conversation, then it's great. All right, let's see. I got Myra next. Oh, wait. Oh, I scrolled up. Wait a minute. Okay, I did that. Myra asked, should she go into business with her boyfriend with a 25-cent return? They've been dating a few months. Hell fucking no. Don't you do that dumb shit. I just answered a question like that a couple of weeks ago from a woman who was like her boyfriend with some dude. She was talking about he want to put his business on hold to court her. That's a setup. Don't you ever do anything like that. If you ain't married to the motherfucker or related to the motherfucker like your brother, your daddy, something like that, you don't give him no money and you don't let him mix and mingle his stuff with yours. Don't you do that. A few months? Shit. A few years maybe. And you with a legal contract that you go through to a lawyer and all of that stuff. Do not fall for the okie doke. That's a setup. And then you're gonna have all your access to your line of credit, your bank account numbers, your credit card numbers, your driver's license number, your social security card, your social security number, all your personal ID while you've invested in his business. Don't be dumb, Myra. Don't you do that. Don't you be thinking about doing that. All you should have told his ass was, no, I'm not doing that. But I hope you go and tell him that right now. No, 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 no. I don't give a fuck. Boyfriends ain't shit. Motherfuckers are here today and gone in 2 hours from now with your money. So don't do that. Especially if the motherfucker got an accent. He scam artist. 25% return. Put your money in a CD at the latest credit union. You won't get 25%, but so what? You won't have to risk your money either. I'm 17 and I realize I have masochistic habits. Oh no. I put myself in emotionally painful situations consciously and unconsciously. I realize I'm hurting myself. How can I stop doing this to myself? Um, can one of the moderators copy that question and email it to me to survivingdating@gmail.com? That's in the last week of February. Women who are addicted to emotional pain is one of my topics, and that would be perfect. So I'm not going to answer that right now, Miss Monroe. I will, though, invite you to become a subscriber to the channel so that when I put up the date, because I haven't decided that yet, if it's going to be a live stream, if I'm going to record it, I'm still wrestling with that. But that is the final week of February, the last week of February. I will be doing that topic and we will address exactly that. And I would like to have your question exactly as you wrote it as part of uh, that recording, whether it's live or pre-recorded. Okay? Thank you, though. And you're so young, we got time to save you. Okay? So make sure you listen or at least listen to the podcast after it's online. And I will have some answers for you and some step by step ways that you can start turning that around. Don't think you're the only one. And there's women 3 times your age that's still doing the same thing. But we're going to try to catch you before you get too deep into that. You're only 17, so we got time. Okay? What do you do if you find a man who's perfect but find out he has a small package? You get rid of him. I mean, what you want from me? It's like, okay, okay, so you marry a man, right? And you think, well, I can overlook that. It'll be all right. We can just make this work. Remember when I just told you all about making stuff work? It's not going to work. You're going to be, everything else is going to be great. And then you're going to be looking at that little micro penis that he got, and you're going to be mad because it's not going to be hitting the spots that you wanted to hit. Now, what he got might be perfectly fine for another woman with a different arrangement of body parts. You guys know what I'm trying to be delicate because everybody's not built the same. You know what I mean? Some women, like I told you about those Asian books I read, where they talk about hare woman, rabbit woman, or whatever, deer woman, and elephant woman. Okay, where the elephant woman's got, she needs the big dude, and then there's, the regular size woman, deer woman, and then there's rabbit woman who, works really well with those small endowed with, them dudes. So, but if you a deer woman or elephant woman, that dude's not gonna do nothing for you, no matter how nice he is in every other way. He needs to be matched with the little rabbit woman, and then it will work. And that's all I got to say on that. Don't do it. You be miserable and be getting a divorce or cheating on his ass, and then we'll be reading about you in the newspaper on Snapped. I've been without for so long. Yeah, online dating. I did it. I tried it because I had to. It's part of what I do. I need to know what's going on. Okay, so I just answered Lux's question. Thanks, you guys. The moderators are doing a good job of keeping me on track. He's funding the business. I'm just doing the marketing, branding, and going to network events. We work great together. Good flow. Well, what's the guarantee? How you gonna be tracking the money? How you gonna know what 25%? 25% of what? How you gonna know? How do you know he won't be fudging numbers? Who's tracking this? Or you have an independent accounting company? You do not. I don't give a fuck what it is. Women do not need to go into business with the men that they are fucking and dating. Don't do it. It never ends well. It never ends well. If he wants to do that, then he should pay you outright to do his marketing and fun and his networking and all of that stuff. There's people in business that do that. He just trying to get some shit done for free. Talking about 25%. So he makes, $200 and you get, $50. What is that going to be enough compensation for this 50 hours that you put in? No, that's his business. He needs to do that and make sure that all of that happens. Not you. That's not your concern. That's not your business. It's nothing. If he's going to do you having you do that, he needs to write you a check and pay you outright. And then he can keep 100% of whatever little dusty money he makes. No, 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 no. If you do it, you dumb. That's all I'm gonna tell you. I done told you that shit don't never work out. Never. It's always some bullshit. Just be using you, you know. It is. I mean, he just got with her. We know that's why he picked her to date. Because he on their first date, he found out what she did, and she had school. So now he decided he wanted her to be his girlfriend so that he can get all these services for free. Talking about 25%. Motherfucker, keep that 25%. Don't nobody want that little chump change. People doing marketing and stuff. You know how much I charge? $200 an hour or more. So now, is he going to be compensating you on that level? Fuck that motherfucker. I want to check for $5,000. That's my retainer. And then I'll see what else I can do for you. Now, you ain't giving me no kind of money like that. I don't want to hear what you're talking about. Yeah. No, we ain't doing that. Crystal, my mother's trying to guilt trip me to give my brother a key to my apartment. I told her no because I told her I suspect he is cheating on his wife and I don't want my apartment to be his love shack. Crystal, your mama. Didn't we talk about your mama before talking about your. Okay, first of all, that's where you live. Your brother has a house. Why would your brother need a key to your house? What for? That's why I would have. Okay, why would he need a key to my house? You don't even have one. So why would I give one to him? What would that be for? Exactly. Just keep saying no. And then if you, I don't know what kind of language you use with your family, but if, we would advance that to hell no, fuck no. Didn't you hear what the goddamn fuck I said? No. That motherfucker's not setting foot in my house. Now he's not even invited over, period. Because the next thing I know, he'll be trying to make a key. Going looking at my tumblers and writing down the numbers or something. No. I wouldn't trust them in my house. If your mama's been there too, and or if your mama got a key, you need to change your locks because she might have gave him one on the under. Change your locks. I don't think I would change mine anyway, even if they didn't, because I just wouldn't trust that. Make sure you get you a good, deadbolt and to get you some security. Oh my God, these people are just too much. This cause codependent stuff on these men is just driving me crazy with these mothers. He don't need a key to your house. He needs a key to his house. If she want to give him a key, let her give one to her house. Tell him he can come over to your house and fuck on your bed and on your couch. He ain't doing that in my shit. And just be blunt with her. Cheating on his wife and putting pussy juice and shit all over your furniture and some bitch her no. No. Well, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't do anything for some dude I just been barely dating for a few months. I mean, if my husband, of course, then that's community property. So whatever the business it is, unless it's a corporation, in which case I'm still not doing anything. You're going to pay me, even if I am married to you, because that's just separate. That's a separate thing. That's a corporation. But if it's like a partnership kind of deal, And that's my husband, and it's, we're 50-50 invested in this, and it's a community property state. Then if that business succeeds, I get half anyway. So yeah, I put in a few hours there, but that's different because I'm invested in that marriage. I'm invested in his success, and I'm invested in that business because it's half mine. You just dating a motherfucker. Let's be very clear about your role here. And you just met him a few months and you getting all caught up like this already. Is the fact that you even consider this is a concern for me, because he's good. He has found somebody who's a willing victim to his bullshit. Do not do it. Tell him no. You want me to do that kind of stuff? This is how much you need to write me a check for. And then that's to keep track of your time. There's timekeeping systems that you can do online and enter your time that you started and the time you finished and what the task was. I use it all the time. I can't remember what the name of it is right now. I'm drawing a blank. Time something. But anyway, that's what you need to do with dude. Dude is dusty. Yeah, you right. That's all you look at. Every time you look at his face, you little dick motherfucker. He's like, honey, here's some flowers for you. Yeah, now you bring me flowers, you little dick motherfucker. Honey, I washed the dishes for you. Yes, that's what your dusty ass need to do, you little dick motherfucker. No, no, that's no, we're not, we no. But if he knows how to use his little friend, use it for what? There's no way. Unless, like I said, you're the little rabbit woman, and then that would be perfect. He would be hitting all the right spots for you in your body. And it depends, like I said, if she's a rabbit woman and he's a little rabbit man, then there's the perfect match. It's going to be big enough for her. You're a graphic designer. He pays me to do projects for it, but now he wants me to help him with the business marketing ideas. I'm not putting in money, just time and talent. Time and talent is money. Did you not hear what I just said? You're devaluing yourself. If you make it charging people, I don't know, just say even you like one of these people on Fiverr. They're horrible graphic designers for the most part. There's some that are good, but some of them are, they're just real basic. They got some online software or something, and they make little stuff for people for $10 or $15. Okay, so say you charged, I don't know, $40 an hour. And so now this is your quote time and talent. And you put in over the course of a month, you put in, I don't know, 200 hours working on his stuff. If it's just 100, that's $400. 200 hours, that's $800 that you don't have, that you could have had if you were charging for your time and talent. Please stop devaluing yourself. This is one of the things I really struggle with women that come to this channel. Yeah, she needs some, she knows she's not getting it. I'm not putting in money, just time and talent. Just is the key word that makes me know she's not valuing her time nor her talent. That shit is worth something, Myra. It's worth a lot in the open market. Okay, do not give it to this nignog for free. Stop that. Stop it. Fix your mind here. If he was paying you, how much would he be paying you for your just time and talent? No. And I'm sure you give him a big, big discount on what you do for him. You see, this is like money and business and romance do not, they don't mix well. I would have already fired him. I think I was dating a dude. He came to me talking about, and I was suspicious because, what he's like, I'm going to start a business. You know how I am about niggas talking about I'm going to start a business. I'm about to start a business. I'm like, my business. So he's talking about it, but I did see things where he was putting things, he was doing some research and reading books and whatnot. Got him a subscription to Black Enterprise. So, I'm looking. I'm looking. I'm just say a word. I'm not telling you what to do. I had my first business at 16 and I made $20,000 at 16 years old. So business ventures, I know what I'm doing. So I'm looking at him. I didn't say a word because it's not my job. You're a grown ass man. Handle your shit. So he comes and he tells me, oh, um, I think I'm ready to start putting some things, in motion and, get a loan and different stuff like that. I said, oh, that's okay. That's good. That means you're making progress. And so then he asked me to help him write a business plan. I said, sure, give me $2,500. And he looked at me and he's like, $2,500? Well, I found somebody who would do it for 15. I said, well, this is where you need to go then. See, but he gave himself away. So that's what I was saying, being sometimes people talk too much. And so by me saying $2,500, he, was like trying to like negotiate. He really wanted me to do it, but he was telling me, I don't know if it was true or not, that he found somebody who would do it for 15. So I'm, thinking what I'm supposed to drop my price to 15? No. I mean, I like you enough, I guess, but not enough to do a business plan for your ass for free, and definitely not to do one for $1,500. I'm not doing it. And so he just looked at me. He was like, "Well, that's fucked up. I thought you was gonna be helping me." I said, "Well, who told you that? I can't be helping you. I'm trying to help myself." And this was years ago. I don't even know how much I would charge now. But he was like, he just could not believe that I was not gonna help him. I'm like, "Psh, I don't give a fuck about your business. What that got to do with me? How's it gonna help me to make your business plan for your business? Where my money at?" Yeah. But I had that kind of family. My dad was an entrepreneur, so that's what I grew up with. And I have an uncle who was a contractor as well. So when you're around successful business people, you it's easy for you to pick that up. And if you have questions, they're a good resource and they're right there. So it wasn't like I had to, go anywhere and do anything. Really, they was helping me. But yeah, well, he can't afford it, and that's too bad. Good for him. Oh well. I wish all women were like that too. Y'all don't be valuing yourself some more enough. I'm talking too much. My throat's getting dry. That's what they do. They try to, convince you to do stuff for them and whipping it on you and telling you how beautiful you are and introducing everybody to you as, you his girlfriend and whatnot. And for a lot of women, that shit works. That shit don't work for me. That don't have nothing to do with what's in my pocket. I'm very clear about my money and my what happens in other parts of my life. Yep, and then like these other businesses charge a setup fee, maintenance fee. What was my business? I used to do these like custom make uh thing. Well, pretty much anything that anybody wanted because I was a very good seamstress. I used to make clothes for people like in bands and stuff, like jackets, um, sweaters. Well, they didn't. What they didn't call. What are these little things here? No, vests. They call them vests with names and stuff on them. I would make pants for people. I would make dresses for people. A lot of skirts, baby clothes, all kind of stuff. That's what I did, and my profit was over just over $20,000 in the second year of being in business. So, oh my God. Plus, I used to crochet, so I would crochet, baby Afghans and full size Afghans for people. So that's what I did. It was all handiwork type stuff. And then on high school, I used to bake, right? And so the boys I would charge them $20 to make them a pan of brownies. The cost was about, because you got to consider how many years ago, it cost maybe about $4 or $5. And then I would charge them $20 and I would give them a pan of brownies. Oh, that was big business. I made at least a couple $100 a week doing that. I've always been very entrepreneurial. So, by the time I headed off to college, I had some money. And it was my money. Yes, you're right. See, Lux, my girl, she knows me. My throat is craving vodka. Yes, because the alcohol kills germs and bacteria. That's probably what's going on. All this talking about dusties is making my throat dry. Did you notice that? Every time I start talking about dusty men, I start coughing. There's something to this. Yeah, they do. They need the shirt. They need their sleeves, pulled up so that the scuff is still there. They need these little petite dudes. They need to get their jackets. I would put darts in them and stuff. Under the arm and everything, so that it would be more fitting. And then of course you're not charging the prices that a seamstress or a tailor would charge. I mean, probably didn't look as good as it would if they did it. But these kids, they're kids. It's college students and stuff. They're buying cheap clothes. They're not buying no $800 suit. They needed all of that. So I mean, they was fine with it. I was fine with it, and I made my money. Exactly. Okay, we got open floor advice questions. We've answered a few. I'm scrolling up to see if I missed anything. Moderators, if I missed something, let me know. Because I was coughing like a fiend. All this dust talk. The dust got caught in my throat. So it says they kicked their brother out of my place years ago. I found a female hair barrette in my sheet. No. 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 Yeah, they do. They pick women who would be more willing victims, and those are women who have that belief system that they need to, be about their man, lift him up, support him in his dreams, and all this shit. And that's true. You can do some of that, not too much of it, because you still want him to stand on his own feet. But you can do more of that when you are married, and your children and you are going to benefit directly from the success of this community property business venture. Okay? You a mere girlfriend and one of only a couple of months. Don't you do shit for no man. That's his job to do. He's not your husband. I'm not investing no time. I'm not investing no money. If you want me to do anything for you, then you need to be writing me a check, and it shit better not bounce. Yes, money girl, dust chunks just flying through the air, just landing in my throat. Oh yes, and I used to be cuter when I was younger. Little fat cheeks and uh yeah, I have to find some. I think all my pictures are in storage, but I'll try to see if I have any around here. Your sister used to sell cupcakes in high school for a quarter. Now she got her own bakery. Bam. That's what I'm talking about. See, she didn't undervalue her time and talent. She already had the idea of appreciating herself and what she had to offer in high school. This is how all young women should be. This is where you guys should aim to. You got young women in your family, your own daughters. Start teaching them this. They have talents and abilities and skills that other people don't have. And that makes them special. That makes them unique. And they need to capitalize on that. None of this just giving it away stuff. Somebody had a question about pink roses. Oh, somebody had a home cleaning and babysitting business for the single. See, I'm telling you, there used to be a business here. It was on the side of cement trucks, and it used to be. Their slogan was "Find a need and fill it." I was a little kid when I started seeing that, and I thought that is just a brilliant concept that applies to every aspect of life. If you want to be successful, you want to find a niche market, you find a need and you fill it. And you be the one that fills it, you will become instantly popular, instantly a millionaire because you will be the only one doing it. There you go. Oh, she say I'm still cute. Oh, thank you. My sister-in-law from my first marriage had her boyfriend in my bed, and she ate up all my food. When I had gone out of town, I turned into the Hulk getting their hands down. I saw a GIF with the Hulk hand. I don't think it was a person. Bam, 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 bamming the person on in this little GIF. I was rolling. Okay, here we go. Here's another question. How do I gain confidence in the legal field? I haven't taken the bar yet, but I want to be a successful attorney while keeping my morals. Well, where's your heart? What got you into the legal field? Let's start there. Did you get into the legal field because you wanted to help people, or did you get into the legal field because you want to make a lot of money? That's going to take you down two different paths. You're the only one that can decide that. I can't decide that for you. But if just let's just say that you wanted it to, you got into it because you wanted to help people. You want to make sure that people were equally represented in the law. That if they had a problem, they had a resource. They had somebody who's going to be on their side, was going to fight for them so that they're not victimized. Okay, whether is this kids, is this seniors, is this women who are poor, they're about to lose their children? Is this people fighting for them to have fair housing and against landlords who are slumlords and taking advantage of these people? I mean, what was your motivation that made you put in all those years to go to school and suffer in law school and then want to take the bar? What was it? Stay focused on what that was, because that's your heart right there. And if you follow your heart, you'll never go wrong, and you'll be the strongest person, the most successful person, and you will be living your truth. So you got to, get in touch with that. Now you will be, successful, but success means different things to different people. For some people, like I said, it means that they can count all the people that they've helped. And they have, like, when those people die, sometimes thousands of people come to their funeral or send cards and flowers and stuff, because each one of them has a personal story about how this individual helped them when they needed it most, when nobody else had their back. Okay, there's those people. And there are those people who go through life making a lot of money, stepping on people to get to where they think they need to be. They have a lot of money at the end of it, but they also have a lot of enemies. And like three people come to their funeral, if anybody. Their family doesn't want anything to do with them because they never treated them right. Their kids don't want to do them because they didn't love them right, didn't pay no attention to them because they were always working. And they put everybody and everything else above the people that they were supposed to care about. So, those are some things I would like you to think about. I can't give you an exact roadmap to success because only you can determine what success means to you. But I find that, having worked in the legal field, there's two types of motivators for people to become attorneys. Same with doctors. And once you tune into that, it'll take your feet where they need to go, and you'll be on your right path. And I think you'll be happy, with the person that you end up becoming. You're welcome. That's good. Go out there and be successful. All my interactions with you, I think, I get the sense that you wanna be successful in a way that is the former, not necessarily the latter. Well, of course, making good money doesn't hurt. We don't want you to be a poverty-stricken attorney, but there's a happy middle ground. And you don't have to be a bazillion dollar maker, because then you'll never have a life. You'll be putting in them 80, 90-hour weeks as trying to make partner and all that old shit. And them people, usually by the time a woman hits about 35 or so, she drops that like a hot rock and just goes back to being like a regular person because it's just too much. You gave her 60% off on your services? Oh, that's excellent. Yeah, okay, I'm scrolling down. Vernita says, I went on a date yesterday, or at least I think it was. How you think? Wait a minute, let me keep reading. Dinner at his place with wine and hand holding, but no kissing. Deb, is he not into me? Girl, of course he's into you, but he respects you enough to not pounce on your bones. How many dates was this y'all into? I mean, you know what I mean? I'm trying to figure where are you in the dating schematics here? First day, second day, third day, fifth day, tenth day. I mean, where is you at? But I think when a man, see, this is my thing. A lot of women aren't used to a man treating them and being a gentleman with them. They're used to these just knucklehead nignog types that just go in. That's all they want is booty. They not trying to pretend like they want anything else. So if you have a guy who is in awe of you, who's sitting there thinking, "My God, how the fuck did I hook this chick? She's bad," and I don't mean like Beyonce, gorgeous, physically bad. I mean like he just admires who you are as a person. He just feels like he's lucky that you are giving him the fucking time of day, and so he don't want to fuck that up. He's not gonna do anything that's gonna like offend you or send you running out the door wagging, cussing him out or nothing. He's gonna go slow and steady because he wants to make sure that you're comfortable, at ease, and that anything that you do with him is because you really want to do it. You're comfortable with him. That's what's going on when a man is very slow. But most women aren't used to dudes who are being slow like that. You're used to the knucklehead. So I'm saying enjoy it and let's see where it goes. He was a gentleman. That's all he was supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? I'm like, don't be pouncing on me. Let's see. This guy I'm seeing pays for all of our dates, but he asked me to go on a trip with him, but I have to pay my travel fees. He's well off, owns property. He just says he's trying to save. So he asked you to go on a trip with him to where someplace where he wants to go. Do you want to go there? Do you want to go with him? Those are two questions you need to ask yourself. And I would, that's the main thing. It's like say somebody told I was dating some dude and he's like, let's go to Cuba. And we've been dating for a minute, you know what I mean? Like 6, 8, 10 months, a year, or something. Let's go to Cuba. I've always wanted to go to Cuba. And he's like, but you pay your airfare, whatever. I'll, cover the other stuff when we get there. I'd probably be okay with that because he's, would have proven over that period of time that, he's cool and everything is all, that's cool. But if it's a new relationship, I just, we've been on some dates and it's not really established like that. And he starts wanting to go on a trip to some other place and take me, and I have to pay. I'm not going. It's like, hey, I'm not going. You wanted me to go with you, okay? We done just no. I don't. I'm not going because that's no place I really want to go. That's where you want to go. And then B, why should I be paying money out of pocket to go someplace I don't even really want to go just to be with you? I could be with you here for free. That's what he would hear from me. So you have to determine that. Is it someplace you want to go? If it's not someplace you want to go, then tell him to fuck himself. Take some other bitch. Shit, fuck it. Oh yeah, okay. I answered her question. Okay, I'm scrolling down. I didn't go to law school for the money, but I don't want to be broke. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a happy medium. No attorney is broke. You doing what you love. Um, but you don't want to necessarily be in a corporate, those multinational corporate firms where you're trying to make partner and you got to put in them 80-hour weeks. You want to have a quality of life too. I saw people burn out. I'm telling you, all the female attorneys, by the time they got to the age where they got married and start wanting to have kids, I mean, they might do okay while they're married, especially if they married another attorney. But by the time they were in their, say, early to mid 30s, and they decided they wanted to have kids and they wanted to see their children grow up, they would quit the law firm. They would just, quit the partnership if they had already made partner, or they would scale back their work hours to part time, or they would just quit altogether and go and do what they wanted to, and then maybe take some kind of job part time at some other kind of firm or community, a community based organization or something like that, making half as much as they used to. But they get off work exactly at 5. They pick up their kids from daycare exactly by 6. Or they have a nanny at home, and then they go home and they have weekends with their kids and nights with their children, reading them stories and you have to balance that. How much money is enough? There's a broke, and then there's like poverty stricken, and then there's like well off, but maybe you would like to make more. I mean, you got to figure that out for yourself. CD, that's what I'm saying. You have to figure it out yourself. The first, we're friends from college that reconnected at work incidentally. Yeah, but how long ago? I mean, how long you been dating, dude? So you left out some vital information. Friends from college. Oh, that was the first date. Oh, he's not supposed to do nothing on the first date. And why are you going to his house on the first date anyway? You're not supposed to do that. At least he conducted himself like he had some damn sense. But stop doing that. You be going to no dude's house on the first date. He's supposed to take you out. Come on now. Haven't you been listening to my videos? Public. Okay, nobody's house where the bed is over there so convenient. Don't do that. Yeah, but I'm still. I mean, that was still a little fast to be inviting somebody to your house. Why couldn't you just take him out? You want to go? It's a place I want to go. Okay. Well, then if you want to go and you don't mind, then go. Those are the key things to me. You have to want to go there. Now he trying to take you to some place that you don't want to go, and you got to pay to go. That creates a double dilemma. But if you want to go and you got the money to go, then have at it. Yeah, he's a cheapo. But I mean, if she's okay with it, then I'm okay with it. I wouldn't do it, but that's just me. Tiona asks, would B, why don't they go out for dinner? Did he enjoy cooking? Oh, yeah, see, I don't know. I don't really, I mean, unless your ass is like, Gordon Ramsay or shit, I'm not going to your house for dinner. I'm just not doing it. Here's a question. I have a younger sister with a 7-year-old son that pops out of nowhere, asks about his dad, and is he ever coming back? This happens quite a bit. So out of nowhere, the kid asks about his dad and is he ever coming back? Well, the fact that he keeps asking me, she's not giving him the answer that he needs to hear, which is probably not, son. He needs to hear something definitive. Poor baby. I don't know what she gonna tell the little lad. There's some reason that he's asking that she needs to find out what that reason is. Why this is coming up? Why this came up all of a sudden? Because just giving him an answer without understanding why he wants it. I mean, that could give a reason, understanding of how to answer him. But this came from somewhere, somebody, something happened. She needs to find out what that is, and that will give her an idea of how to respond to him. Whether she needs to go like full explanation, or just give him like a summary highlights, and then give him a full explanation when he's a little bit older. But that would be the approach that I would take if it were me and my kid came to me like that all of a sudden. I'd be like, oh, well, that's, sure, I'd love to give you some information about him, but tell me, why is it, what is it that you want to know? What happened? Why did you come up with this idea to ask this all of a sudden? It's better than one to spin out of control, but why does it have to be either or? I mean, you guys just go from opposite end of the spectrum like there's no middle ground. There's a man who has a lot of money who spends it in a way that makes sense, but one way that does not make sense is for your ass to meet a woman not knowing what her situation is and start deciding that your ass want to go out of town, and that you ask her to come with you, but she got to come out of pocket to go with you on a trip that you want to take. Something about that's not rubbing me the right way. Like I said, but she didn't tell me how long they've been dating and all that stuff, which would definitely, like I said, have some impact on my decision. So we've been joking around about him not knowing how to cook, and he practiced and asked you to come. Well, should you work together or something? Why couldn't he just brought it to work? See what I mean? No. What about the girl who asked about men not wanting to date a virgin? I missed that question. Can somebody type it down here? I missed that one. Okay, I'm scrolling down. Question part two. How should she handle this communication to him at such a young age? I advise maybe she should go to a family therapist to seek advice and guidance. What do you think is she right move? Is her right move? Well, I before I read part two, I said the very first thing is to do some fact finding. Just because he asked that and she doesn't know why he asked her, what happened in his life, or to make him want to ask that question, that's like basic information you got to have. She needs to know more information before she starts answering anything, because it might be a simple thing like, that she could answer with a few sentences. He's only 7. So, her response has to be appropriate for his age and understanding, and it also has to be tailored to answer his question and provide him with the information that he's really asking. But until she knows why he's asking this question and where the what the source is of this sudden curiosity, she's shooting in the dark. And the therapist is not gonna, the therapist is gonna need to know the same information. So why go spend that $200 when you could do that yourself for free? I want to pipe my neighbor. How do I proceed? You open your mouth and say, let's go on a date. The end. Okay. Brace your heart to hear it about the 7-year old. He may have. We don't know. We don't know if he wants his dad or not. He just wants, he might just be curious. You think you're just catching up? Streaming has been viewed as being dangerous to mental health and an addiction? I don't know. Everything's an addiction these days. A boy that I like told me that he knew I used to like him. What do I do? Okay, I don't know what that means. He knows that you used to like him. Well, I mean, how long ago? What am I supposed to do with this? This is too vague. Yeah, they do. They get cheap when they think you have money because they want to keep theirs in their pocket and make you spend theirs. See, I don't like that pay for your way shit because this is what happens. So now you go on a trip, right? He doesn't know how much money you have, and maybe that's all the money that you have, your discretionary income. You about to blow it to go on this trip with this dude because you like this dude. So now you get there, and so now you got to pay your hotel, and now you got to pay, your half on the hotel, and you have to pay half on the cab, and you have to pay for all your own food, and then, some event he wants to attend, you have to buy your own ticket or not go, and then you just hang around in a hotel room by yourself. I mean, this is just too many questions here. I'm just not, I don't, that's why I don't do that. I'm not trying to put myself in that situation where I'm going somewhere, somebody asked me to go with them, and I'm coming out of pocket for $2,000 over some shit that I didn't even really want to do in the first place. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So he could go to wherever the fuck he was going by himself, and then I'll see you when you get back. That's just how I roll. I'm not doing this. Okay, I'm scrolling down. It's okay to be addicted to the channel. I say that. I agree with you, Betty. I'm scrolling down trying to catch up, play catch up to y'all. My ex has schizophrenia. I'm 33 with no kids. How do I find a steady man? Is there such a thing? Just, I'm looking at all these dudes. It's like, I mean, I'm sure there are some somewhere. So many of these guys have problems. I mean, they got mental problems, addiction problems, self esteem problems, emotional problems. I don't know. I mean, schizophrenia. See, he's on drugs for the rest of his damn life. And his kids is gonna be weird too. I don't know, Viera. The only thing I tell people, is keep your eyes open for opportunities. Because sometimes, you'll see a dude looking at you. Oh, I got a super chat. I see it up there. Thank you. Now, see, the other day they didn't show. Now they're back again. Thank you. Um, I like, seriously, because I do this myself. Go to meetup things. You find things like I went to one, I don't know, about 2 months ago that was for bowling, a singles bowling thing. So I went to that, I had my own ball and bag and shit. It was fun, and it wasn't like I didn't meet anybody I would want to talk to past, that night, but I still got out and I still had a good time. And You just never know who, I mean, if I'm gonna get who, might be new people there. You just never know. But if you're doing something that you enjoy and you get along with the people, you just never know. Plus, I was out at the bowling alley. There was all, I mean, like, it's like rows of people. And so, I'm walking around and stuff. And so I see all these dudes, it's like groups of gangs of dudes bowling, like on some leagues or something. And, they be checking you out. I don't know what their status is or anything like that. But even just being out gets you out into the eyes and get the attention of other available single men. So you'll see them, you can meet them, you have to screen them to see if they're about something or not. Um, you know. Um, so here, this is okay. I scroll down further and I see it says, I'm 36, about to be 37, and most men I meet seem to have at least one young child. Should I avoid all men with kids under 5? Sometimes the men are good catches. It's hard out here. You have to decide that, because you're still, you're not old like me. So, a young kid for you might be something that you can handle. I know I'm not chasing around about no damn baby. My daughter does not have any kids. I'm not a grandmother. Thank you, Jesus. And I'm not, you know, I'm not religious, so normally I don't want to say anything like that. But I gotta be thankful to somebody that that shit has not happened. I don't have that kind of energy. I don't have that kind of interest. I'm not doing it. I did change shitty diapers, diarrhea diapers, burp, spit up baby, projectile vomit, fever shots, all that shit. I done it, did it, not interested in going back there. So for me to be with a man who's got a young child, that's not ever going to happen. He motherfucker better at least be in high school, and then we could talk. But you're still at that age where people are still, making babies and whatnot. So I would say look at the situation. How what's his relation like with the baby mama? Is she dumb? Is she like got her own thing going on? Is she a nice person? They just didn't work out. I mean, look at the individual situation and especially look at the child and how the child is being raised. That's going to tell you a lot. If the kid is a spoiled brat, run. If the kid has no discipline, flee like your ass is Flojo. I mean, just, you got to think about that kind of stuff. You don't want a situation where there's going to be drama, stress, and strife from the baby mama or from the baby in your life. So, go investigate it, check it out. I mean, don't necessarily say no, 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 like I would. No to me is rock bottom solid written in cement. Fuck all you baby making 45-year-old men. No, 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 no. But, that might work for you. So think about that. I'm not going to tell you. Yeah, I just got that question. Let's see. I stand okay with one kid that has a teen. Yeah, see me, you got to be, yeah, in high school or some shit. Preferably able to drive. So if I want to send you to the store, your ass can go. How did I meet mine? On a blind date set up by my older brother. They were frat brothers. That was a blind date. How do you know a man likes and wants to be with you? Oh, you asked Vanessa. Well, let me not answer that. You have a question on the. Okay, I answered that. That's not what the. Okay, nope, not 5 either. Nope, too young. Single men with young child have no time to do anything, and they don't have no money because they get tapped for child support. Yeah, I would investigate that, Sim girl. Check it out. Look and see what's going on with dude. Yeah, no, that's good, Van. That's what you did. I mean, that's good that somebody posted it because I might have missed it otherwise. But I'm trying to, scroll down and be better. Exactly. That would be ideal. But I think don't they have to be 21? That's better. High school, they still need, supervision. But 21, you an adult. Get the fuck out. Go get your own apartment. Live your life. Bye bye. I mean, little kids are cute. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy my little cousins and stuff when I go up to where all my family is. On holidays and shit. It was fun to play with them, talk to them, read them stories and all that stuff. And as soon as they started getting cranky and stupid, guess what I did? Up! Look at the time. It's time for cousin to get in her car and go home. Turn the corner on the freeway, hit 80, and went to my house. Yes, I did the super chat question, Van. Pam Mina says, this guy stares at me a lot, but he doesn't want to approach me. What do I do? Well, I mean, is he cute? Okay, wait. First, do you work with him? If you work with him, leave that alone. Where do you know this dude from? Who is this chap? You're not giving me enough information. He won't approach you. Maybe he's married. Maybe he's just lusting after you. I would still want to, give me something. Where is this happening at? Is this at your job? Is this at a restaurant you go to a lot? Does he work there? I mean, what's give me some background information. Pam, Pam Mina, having married a man with children, I would say go into it with your eyes wide open. It's not so bad when they're young, but when the kids get older, it gets more difficult. Hmm. Well, I want them to have been through all them hormones. I'm not trying to deal with all of that. I admire men being active with their kids. My dad wasn't around till I was much older. I'm waiting for Pam to answer my question. Yes, it's at work. Okay. Never get your honey where you make your money. That is an ironclad rule, Pam. We do not break that rule. We do not do that. Drama. Okay, it creates drama. So this is a non-question. Okay, you're going to forget about him, and that might be why the reason all he does is stare because he wishes you didn't work together. Plus, some companies have very strict policies against that kind of stuff, and so it would be frowned upon, if not grounds for termination, depending upon where you work. But no, just don't do that. Just don't do that. Just friendliness is enough. Yeah, you can't. It's just it's faulty thinking to date somebody at the job. I've never seen that shit work out. Okay, no, one time, yes, they did end up getting married, but as soon as it was out that they were dating, she quit and went to work at a different law firm. That's what happened. They did not continue to work at the same law firm. They split. Split, and so then they ultimately get. But they met at the job. They dated there for about a month, and I think she was job hunting, and then she left, and then it was everybody knew about it at that point, but she was already gone. Yeah, teen years, it's bad enough when it's your own kid and you can beat their ass. But it's like, you got to deal with somebody else. How do you deal with jealous coworkers? Jealous how? Jealous of what? Your money? Yeah, I've had to deal with those kind of people. Envious little insecure bitches trying to backstab you and stuff. And if it's something that's going to affect your work, you just have to document everything. You have to cover your ass. But you know, just you have to document everything and don't ever talk to them. Say every communication with them in writing so that you have proof of what you said and when you said it and how you said it. This jealous bitches are just like a pain in the ass. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, that shit never works out. That working on the job stuff. I mean, date somebody on the job. That never works. Plus, it's like I need some time away from you. I don't want to see you all the time. You know, all the time. I'm looking for somebody. Just typed that somebody Chul or something had a question. I don't see it. Yeah, they met at the law firm, but how that worked out. I don't see it. Cool. I don't see any question from Cool. Yeah, she was already a partner or something, so high level something when he started working there, and you know, jealous because I do my job well. I mind my own business. Like I said, unless they have some impact on your job and your like raises and reviews and whatnot, then just ignore them. But if you do have to have communication with them or you need stuff from them in order for you to be successful, like they're part of, a work group or something that you have to depend on them, every single communication that you do with them needs to be by email so that you have documentation. Just time stamped, it's day stamps. It shows what you said, when you said it, and who you said it to. Okay, and you need to keep those. When I had bitches like that in my job, you know what I would do? BCC myself onto my Gmail account. So I had an off-site record of every single thing that I sent to them because sometimes bullshit happens, and if they have a friend in IT department that shoot that you need to back up your proof, is gonna magically disappear off the server. I had that happen. But what they didn't know is I'm slick. My name is Deb. They ain't was to do with no ordinary nigga. I had shit already, off site. That time I used to have a Hotmail account. Everybody had Hotmail in those days. And all the copies of everything I sent showing the BCC to myself was in my Hotmail account. So I printed it all out. And then I went to HR the next day. I said, now see, this is what's been going on. And I'm not sure why it disappeared off the server. But, I BCC'd myself on all the correspondence to my Hotmail account because I suspected something like this might happen. Shut all that shit down. Their supervisor, my supervisor, all of them in cahoots, shut everybody down because HR then could see you wasn't dealing with no ordinary nigga. You gonna keep this shit up, I'm gonna sue the fuck out of you, which is what I ultimately did anyway. Then I didn't work for a couple of years because I spent all my money just traveling and fucking around. How long should you wait to have sex with your boyfriend? Oh, that's what she asked. Whenever you want. That's part of what we're gonna be talking about. What day we gonna be talking about that? Uh, 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 uh. Oh, tomorrow. Is it tomorrow the 17th? Are you a grown woman? Are you still meeting girlish expectations? That's one of the issues that I'm going to be addressing tomorrow. How long should you wait? I'll have an answer for you tomorrow. There, that's what happens though, Betty. Um, my mom was very educated, like the church going girly type, the type that would wear white gloves and have matching handbags and pumps and stuff. It's funny now, but she was just so Miss Prissy. And my dad was a straight nigga. Okay, just a hood rat. Just just out there. Okay, so between the two of them, I still don't understand how that worked, but it's not for me to say. Between the two of them, I was ready for life in all its forms because my mother made sure I went to charm school and, I had ballet lessons and music lessons and, I mean, drama club. I mean, just Girl Scouts. I mean, all that stuff, right? That side of childhood she had. My dad was the kind, let me tell you about these niggas. Let me tell you about what's going to happen when you hit about 12. And let me tell you what they're going to do when you get in high school. Let me tell you what kind of shit you gonna hear because you're young and you're cute and you're smart. These bitches gonna be coming for you. These niggas gonna be coming for you. This is what's coming down the pike. This is what you need to do. This is how you need to handle it. Be aware of this. Look for that. Okay, I mean, I was too young to even know what to do with all the information he was giving. It was just too much. Sometimes my head would hurt. And but I was ready. So by the time I got into the workforce, just one time I had to call him. I got fired. This job I had, this man told me to water his plants, and I told him I wasn't hired to be a gardener. I was 18. I'll never forget it. And he got so mad, he turned every kind of red you could imagine and told me that I was fired. And me, my little mouthy, hot-tempered ass, stood up and told him, "That's fine. I don't give a fuck. But you better give me my check, and it better not bounce." That's what I told him. So all the white people in there, because I was the only black person that worked there, all the white people in there was like shaking, like they was, because like, we were yelling at each other, right? And they were terrified of this man. He was like German or some Russian or something, and so they was all scared of him. I didn't give a fuck. And so, I mean, I had that bravado, right, until they gave me my check and everything. I got my little shit and I left. I went down the elevator and I'm all, and then I made it outside, right? And then all of that washed away and the lips start quivering. I was like, I wanted my daddy. So they still had pay phones in those days. So I go to the pay phone and I call him up at the house and he answered the phone and he was very alarmed at first and he's like, well, what's the matter? They didn't hurt you or anything, did you? I could hear his keys jingling because he get ready to come in his truck down there and whoop somebody's ass. I said, no, they didn't do anything to me. Did they touch you? I said, no, he didn't, this and that. Did they call you names and things? I'm thinking he would know better than that. I said, no. And so the next word out of his mouth was, oh, so all you do is get fired? I said, yeah. He said, good. All my tears dried up instantly because I was like, good? I mean, who says that? And I'm like, I feeling all sorry for myself. And he just said good. And and like all the waterworks instantly stopped. And I was like, what are you talking about? Good. He said, that's good because now that you know how it feels to be fired, nobody can ever hold that threat over your head again. You know what it feels like. You can survive it. You don't, no need for you to be afraid of it. And it was a very valuable life lesson to learn at only 18. And I still think about that call. That man was something else. He was just a special person. And as I went through life, because I worked in corporate America, and it was true because they will told well, we can terminate you. We don't give a fuck. I'll quit, bitch. You know what I mean? I was like, I never had that fear, and I would talk so much shit to my bosses. Oh my god, even like this last one I had, he was talking about, well, I can make you do this and that. I can order it. I said, no. I said, well, yeah, you can. I mean, you can do that. You certainly have every right, but I'm still not going to do it. What he wanted me to do, I'm still not going to do it. And he's like, yes, you will. I said, no, because I hold the ultimate trump card, and that is I can get up and I can walk out that door. And so, as you can see, you still not going to make me do it. I told you I'm not, and I'm not. So you decide, do you still want me to work here or do you not? Because I can leave right now. You should have seen that white boy's face. He looked at me like I was crazy. He turned every kind of color because I'm talking just calm, just I wasn't angry. I'm just telling you this is how it's going to be. If I tell you I'm not doing something, then motherfucker, I'm not doing it. And I don't give a fuck what you threaten me with. I'm not doing it. I told you I'm not doing it. I don't give a fuck what your white bitch said about me doing it. I don't give a fuck what you say about me doing it. You can threaten me, you can call whoever the fuck you want to. I'm still not gonna do it. It's against my principles, against my morals, and I don't fucking feel like it. And so that was that. He just sat there and looked at me, and I sat there and looked at him. And then he thought about it. I guess he was thinking, well, yeah, but if I lose her, then this could be a problem. So then he just sat there doing like this and looking up at the ceiling, right? I'm sitting there looking at him. And then he decided, well, I'm just let the two of you handle it then. Because it was something that somebody else wanted me to do. And I told him, no, I wasn't doing it. He said, I'll just let the two of you work it out. I said, that's probably the best decision. And got up and walked out. And so I didn't have no more problems with him. No more problems. So sometimes, you just have to know what your bottom line is, and you have to have enough strength and confidence in yourself to stand up for yourself. And I don't care if it's in a work environment or if it's in a relationship. If I said I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it. If I said no, you can go to your grave and understand that it's going to still be no, whether I said no 50 years ago or I said no 20 years from now, it's going to still be no because I said no, and that's what I meant. You're not gonna convince me otherwise. I don't care what you say. That's just the way I am. I don't know if I was unforgiving. I'm sure that boy, that man is probably still mad at the way I told him. I'm not. I wasn't hired to be a gardener. Don't ask me where that even came from. But yeah, I'm just like that. I'm very confident in who and what I am and what I stand for and what I am and I'm not gonna take, what I am and I'm not gonna do. It's my time, it's my life, it's my energy, it's my body, it's my heart, it's my everything. And I protect it with every single thing that I got. And I'm gonna give it to who I want to give it to. Like I give it to you guys because I want to. But if any time I decide that I don't want to anymore, the show will be over and that will be that. There's two missed questions. Okay, let me scroll up. Let me see what I missed. What did I miss? Did? Is it okay to lie about what you do for a living when dating a man? Every professional man I meet asks me what I do, then it's downhill. They want to talk about work and the romance slows. Just tell them you a pimp. That's what I used to do. Ah, Why do everybody want to know what you do for work? It's like I don't do shit for work. A little of this, a little of that. In my case, it's true. I mean, what am I do? Well, I build websites and I do internet marketing sometimes, and I meet with people and I do their marketing sometimes and prepare their printed materials and their brochures and things like that. And then I write articles and I write books, and then I do these vlogs and lecture people on relationships, and I go to speaking engagements. Who gonna say all that? And what does that mean? Basically, what it means is I don't do shit except run my mouth and write shit. That's what it means. And that's how it would be summed up if it were me. So think of a way to say what it is that you do in a way that's not very informative. And as I was trying to get you guys to understand, which is so I probably have to do next month, be a woman of mystery. You don't have to spell everything out for motherfuckers just because they ask you. They don't need to know. Why you need to know? They just work in an office. Okay, just an office worker. Now, what do you do in the office? He don't. What does he need to know that? Is he gonna come to your office and he's gonna start paying you? Is he gonna be? Is he recruiting? Does he need your resume? And I had a friend who was a doctor, and she would just tell men that she worked in the medical profession. They always assumed since she was a woman and she was young that she worked as a nurse, but she was a pediatrician. But she didn't need to tell. They didn't need to know that, because then see niggas start getting like their dollar signs start going off in their mind, or they start figuring out some kind of way that they can use your resources and knowledge and shit for free. So be vague about what you do. They don't need to know. It's not their business. And just like you said, they want to talk about work. No, we're not going to talk about work. And they said they want to talk about work. So, well, I already work today. I don't really feel like talking about work. Let's talk about something more personal. Let's talk about you. You seem pretty fascinating. I'd like to know about you personally, not about your work. What do you do for fun? Well, tell me about your childhood. What's your parents like? Do you have any siblings? What do you do for fun? What's your best hobby? What's your favorite thing to do? If you could do anything in the world and money was an object, what would you do? See how that bullshit just comes to my mind? I don't even have to think about it. That's how y'all need to be with these men. Stop telling them everything. They don't need to know. Saudia says, how come men don't want to date women that are still a virgin? That's Tawana's Nash's question. Well, why would they know that you're what you are? What you doing telling them? Why would you tell them that? Tawana, woman of mystery. Okay, there are no men that you dating, especially you just met them, should know anything about what's going on between your legs. How is this conversation even happening? Please explain this to me. Write to me on the advice column. Well, since you already sent the question in, I'm going to assume that this is permission given. So submit this as a question to survivingdating at gmail.com and explain to me how this happens. Okay, I need more information. And at what point do you tell them this vital bit of information? This is interesting to me. Okay, make sure you do that because I want to put that in Tuesday's show. Hmm. Yeah, a lot of codependency. That's a show coming up. Women being codependent. Uh, I'm scrolling. I'm trying to find it. Yes, try to be more vague, sweetie. Don't tell them everything. They don't need to know. You work in the office. You say, office worker is anybody from the mail room to the janitor to the CEO. They don't need to know the details. They just need to know you work in the office. It's none of their fucking business. You can learn a little bit about a man if you know what he does for a living. You can, but see, men are different than that from about women. Women do something because it's something that maybe that they had a goal of doing, but it's not like that's their life. Men define themselves by their job. We don't do that. We say, well, someone will come up to a woman, oh, tell me about yourself. Oh, my name is so and so. I have my husband John and my two children, so and we live in so and we have the dog, this and that. And I work as a blah blah. Okay. Women, we define ourselves more by personal relationships than men do. Men define themselves by what they do and what they have. So you ask, oh, this is, what's your name? Oh, I'm John, this and that. Oh. So, tell me a little bit about yourself. Well, I'm a doctor. I'm an attorney. I'm a judge. I'm a police officer with the Oakland Police Department. I'm a sergeant. That's how men are. So you see, there's a difference. And men will be looking forward to telling you what they do for a living. Women, I mean, it's a way to make money. I mean, it's like, I might be proud of it and all of that. It reflects my creativity, my education, my hard work, and whatever. But it doesn't define who I am as a woman. For men, they have a different standard. And for other men, what you work you do, how much money you make, and the toys that you have, and the size and amount of the toys you have, allows them to impress other men with their, manliness and their success. That's how they do it. No woman is really that impressed by another woman walking up talking about, well, I have 4 cars. Bitch, who gives a fuck? Your ass can only drive one at a time. Fuck out of here. Okay? You never hear women talk like that. That's men. Yeah, let me show you a picture on my phone. This is I got 7 cars, man. These are my car. And then they're going to talk for 30 minutes about these different cars. Men are just weird like that, okay? Women are different. We might show you pictures of our kids and talk about our kids for 30 minutes. But again, this is a personal relationship that we have. We're not talking about things. Men like to talk about things. And so there's a different focus. That's why, he's going to be asking you that because he could want to talk about things again and put you in a conversation spin like you another dude talking about your career and where it's going and how much money you make and your next period of advancement and all that shit. Don't let him do that to you. So they don't want to talk about it. Your mom's like a man. Now, some women are. I'm looking, I have a younger female relative whose mother is demanding how much money she is getting from her income tax and she doesn't live at home. Tell your younger female relative to tell her mother that it's none of her business. It's none of her business how much she's getting. Or she could just lie and say, I'm not getting anything. I owe something from a couple of years back and the IRS caught up with me. What's she going to do? Say you lying? She would have all kind of debt. She don't need to know. See, this is another case of being a mysterious woman. There's no law that says you have to tell people who ask you overly personal, intrusive questions the truth. You just give them an answer. It could be some shit you just made up. It's none of their business. Codependent baby mamas. No, I'm not gonna do that. We'll be talking about codependent women, period, though. But I'm not targeting baby mamas. Okay, Sophia has a question. I'm scrolling up. What do you do when you ask a guy about what are his long-term goals and he changes the subject? Why would you ask him that? Would you interviewing a brother? Of course he would change the subject. I would change the subject too. Because his long-term goal is to get your draws. Okay, well, he going to tell you that? You already know the answer to that question. Don't ask people that. That is not a dating question. That is a job interview question. And he changes the subject to keep from cussing you out. That's too much. Come on now. Look at my video called The Man Behind the Mask. It will give you some ideas of appropriate questions to ask on a date. That is not one of them. Okay, I'm scrolling up. Wait, I forgot the name I'm looking for. Shit. Oh, I gotta scroll back there. Oh, okay. Sophia. Okay, I'm scrolling up trying to find it. Yeah, redirecting conversations easy. You don't have to be, so uh what you call it. You can be obvious about it. I don't give a fuck because you just going on a date with the dude. It don't matter what he thinks. So he asks you some stupid question, right? You just look at him with your head cocked to the side like how puppies do. Then you do to the other side, and then you turn and you say, anyway, I was reading today that Trump dumbass did blah blah blah. Can you believe that shit? Okay, he gonna know that's what you did. He gonna know that's what you did. But what's he gonna do about it? Say, well, I was asking you this and that, and say, I know you were. Okay, you still not answering the question. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I know that's what you did. But I'd rather talk about Trump. And then he just gonna look at you because he can't make you answer the question. He can just get an attitude because you didn't. But essentially, I am saying it's none of your business. But I'm just doing it in a different way. That's more creative and fun, at least for me. I'm looking for this question. Sophia, I'm scrolling up. I don't see it. Can somebody just type it in down here in the bottom? Van asks, uh, how long did it take for you to become the woman you are today? Oh, that's what she asked? Oh, I'm still changing. That's why, they say human beings. I prefer the phrase human becoming because I'm different than I was last year. As you learn and grow, you exposed to different people, different viewpoints, you get exposed to different situations, you learn something new about yourself. Like before that situation happened a couple of years ago with the dude, the boss telling me that situation, I would have never said thought that that would be something that I would say to somebody. I know that I wasn't going to do something anybody wants me to do, but to think that I would actually find the words and have the courage to say something like that to an employer who was requesting or rather demanding something of me that I didn't want to give, or I might quit the job. Um, I should have known that because I have walked out on jobs before, but I would have never known that about me. And I'm thinking that the things that happened in my life that led me to that point all influenced me to become that person in that moment. You see what I'm saying? You see different things and you form opinions and you have different experiences and you grow and learn and change and you drop old habits and you get new ones. I mean, every day is an opportunity to learn something new about yourself, about other people. And I try to take advantage of that. I'm always in my head thinking about stuff. And I'm never, any opportunity to learn something or to gain some kind of new experience, I try to take advantage of that every time I can. Okay, and then let's see, somebody said, do you feel that long distance relationships are real or worth it in our 20s? Absolutely not. The biggest crock of shit I've ever heard. Waste of time. Waste of time. They don't work out because at least somebody's always gonna get horny and lonely and get some local talent that can beat their house in 15 minutes. And then there you are 5,000 miles away trying to Skype with somebody. Nobody can hold your hand and you on a Skype or sleep with you and go on a date with you, kiss you, hug you. Those are the things that people get into relationships for: companionship and romance and affection. You on a computer some damn where in another country, another state. No, you can't give your mate that. It's a waste of time. I don't need these people talking about I have an internet boyfriend and all this old shit. I'm like, no, you don't. You have a fantasy. You just wasting your time. I'm just like, don't do that. Van, that's my girl. Van be helping a sister out. I tell you, so I know that I must be doing something right because I've drawn some really wonderful, supportive women into my life, and I don't know what I did, but I'm glad that I did it. You don't have anybody teaching you anything? Well, see, that's just kind of like, that's it came because it was supposed to. They always say that. I'm a firm believer in that spiritual magnetism that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. You weren't ready. A lot of people come here and they still not ready. I mean, we're here ready to teach them, but they're not ready to listen. They're not ready to learn. And but maybe I'm not their teacher. I'm not the one who's going to be their ultimate teacher. I'm just something that they accidentally ran into. But I doesn't firmly believe that, Lux. Azula has a question. Oh, she does. Oh, the long distance one. Okay, I just answered that one. All right, let me scroll down. I'm looking. Yeah, you slow dancing with a computer. Shut up, Zara. You all on the screen kissing the screen. Yeah, I'm so sure. I would be rolling. I'm just, yeah, they look at them dudes, them basement dweller, mouth breathing dudes. Oh, no, no. You saw that show, that catfish show, that shit is real. People be lying, pretending they somebody else. I tried, Van. Like I said, I've been at this for, targeting black women since the early 90s when I was on AOL. So, you know, I've been at this for a long time, and there's nothing here. Like I would never say that this stuff is exclusively for black women. So let me put this on the video. People say, well, it's all women, this and that, blah blah blah. What I am saying, I'm going to say it one more time to make sure everybody understands. My market, my target has always been to address the specific needs of African American women who are a different demographic. They have to fight racism along with sexism like the white girls do. But the white girls don't have to deal with racism, which we will get from white women as well as from white men. And we also deal with the nonsense that comes, the patriarchal bullshit that comes from white men and black men. So we getting all kind of whammies that y'all don't have to deal with. Okay. Now, I'm not saying you have to feel, burdened by it or anything like that. I'm saying respect it. Respect the difference and try to learn and understand. If you can come here with all this, coming in with this, like, how they try to take over Black Lives Matter with All Lives Matter or Blue Lives Matter, that's some straight bullshit. You come into the house here, we welcome you. If you're going to contribute in a positive way and you're going to be here to learn and commiserate with your sisters that happen to be brown skinned, you are welcome here at any time. But you come here with some bullshit, you will get kicked out. It won't be because you're white or whatever race you are. It becomes you came here with some bullshit. Because black, men and women, I don't care. You come with bullshit, you're going to get kicked out. So, I'm happy to, share this knowledge and information with any woman from any color of corner of the world who wants to learn it. I don't care about that. But, just respect the fact that black women have some different struggles than you do and try to learn, especially those of you who come from countries where you may not have that much interaction with black people. This is an opportunity for you to broaden your horizons and become a better person with a more broad worldview of other people and other cultures. This is an opportunity for you to interact with some people that you might not never get to meet on a personal level. But we're here, we're welcoming, we'll talk to you, we'll answer your questions, all that kind of stuff. I don't care about that. But I do refuse to have anybody coming here negating the black woman's experience and trying to, whitewash it by saying, well, all, women and this and that. Don't do that. That's very rude. That's very rude. Any advice on remaining happily single while pickings are slim? Oh, I talk about that all the time. Girl, live your life. My thing is this: if you get your passport and you hop your little ass on some planes and you go to some other countries and you experience life in other countries and you dance and you sing and you travel and you eat foods and you learn the languages and you learn the cultures of other places, you will be exposed to other men. Okay, because the world is not only men in the United States. Okay, you can be with a dude from any country in the world that appreciates you for you. If your mind is open to it. So, my happiness is single is that I'm happy by myself. If I'm happy by myself, then I can be happy single. If I'm happy by myself, I can be happy in a relationship. If I'm happy by myself, I can be happy on a plane. If I'm happy by myself, I can be happy on the beach, or I can be happy in a marriage. I can be happy wherever I am because I'm happy. I wake up happy. I go to sleep happy. I'm just the bomb and I know it. So you bring that with you wherever you go. So it doesn't matter if you're single or married. If you're a happy person, your life is going to be wonderful. And that kind of energy, that kind of positiveness, that light, bright joy is just contagious. And you will draw people to you that, want to be in your light. I mean, they wanted some of that warmth to hit them too. And so you'll get a lot of opportunities to, interact with people. Don't look at it always as looking for a relationship. Sometimes you just meet, like me. I just met some really great sisters that are some fabulous people that have enriched my life. I hope that I enriched theirs. I didn't go looking for them, but that's what happened. And so, if you have that kind of attitude, Diamond, then when you meet a guy, he'll be so happy to meet you. He'd be dancing the jig and doing the Cabbage Patch and the James Brown and all that, all in one, the Running Man, all that. He'll be doing all of that because he'll be so happy. Yes, go ahead, girl. Beauty Classy Boss has a question. Okay, let me see. Hold on. Okay. I don't understand why my boyfriend wants me to dig my nails, cuss and hit him and take. Where did you find him? Girl, you better throw that fish back. Okay, didn't I just talk about this? This was one of the things that I talked about when we were talking. What was the show that I did where I talked about? Oh, the 10 warning signs that you may be dating a loser. He was in that show. Okay, this is never going to work. And you trying to, quote, make this work by sacrificing your morals and values in order to be him in a relationship with him and please him, girl, you need to quit that before your self esteem takes a serious hit. Just tell him, you know what? After thinking about it, you seem to be a nice dude and stuff, but you have some proclivities that I'm just really not that tolerant of and I just don't want to do. And then you say, it's been magic. My favorite phrase. It's been magical, but I gotta go. Deuces, outie, all that. Just put his ass in the wind because that's gonna take you down. He's gonna want to do freakier and freakier shit, and the next thing you know, he gonna want to put wax on you and burn your flesh and all this old stuff. Dude's got some sadistic nonsense going on. I mean, now I'm the kind I could beat his ass with a whip or some shit, but I'm not getting your DNA on me. I have this thing about blood and we're just not doing that. But I stand across the room and pow your ass a couple of times. You better make it work. That actually might sound it, because I know people make this girl used to. I interviewed her on my blog talk show. She was a dominatrix, and that's how she put herself through college. I interviewed her on my show. She was fascinating, fascinating. Girl, yes. But anyway, beauty classy, that is my recommendation for you. You need to, get this straightened out before your self esteem and your confidence in yourself starts taking a beating. You putting him before yourself. That is improper. You doing things wrong. You don't do that. You don't ever put some man above yourself, especially your morals and your values. That little fish would have to go back into the river because I'm just not into all that kind of stuff. I don't care what the fuck he's addicted to, what he likes, what he thinks, nothing irrelevant. Irrelevant, reset, escape. All them keys getting pressed. I just know. I can't do it. Where are we? Oh, okay. Well, I think we almost on 2 hours. I was really talking, huh? You guys were good about answering your questions, but if you didn't get to answer your question, just go to the top of the YouTube page, click the button that says Get Advice and fill out that form. Otherwise, in each show description, you will find a link and it says to get advice. Click here, just click that link, and it will take you right to the advice submission form and you can fill that out. All advice questions must come in through the advice submission form process. Do not email me with them. You can email ideas for topics. You can email me, you want clarification about something I said today. You want to share a story with me that maybe you didn't want to be personally, with your name and stuff up on the wall here in the chat. All of those things you can email me about, no problem. I will respond to each and every one of them. But the advice questions, I need you to sign the release that's associated with the question, and and I'll try to get it, if possible, into the What the Fuck Tuesday that we have coming up. Tomorrow, we're going to be back here for the second live stream. What am I talking about again? I forgot. Oh, we're going to be asking, grown woman, are you still meeting girlish expectations? That's what I'll be talking about tomorrow. So get ready, those of you who still want to be talking about some shit that somebody told you when you was 12 and all this old stuff. Well, you have some growing up to do. This is Deb Cooper from survivingdating.com. You can go there and read a lot of my articles, and that was about 500 or 600 articles that I've written over the years. there. And be sure to become a subscriber to the channel. Feel free to share a link or two to your favorite videos on your social media walls and tell a friend. And be here for the live stream tomorrow. We get started at 4 p.m. Pacific time to 7 if you're on the East Coast, and 6 if you're in Central Time, like in Texas and all of those places. I will see you here, you lovely people. I really enjoyed this evening's chat. I'll see you tomorrow.